All right, peace, everybody. How are you guys? Let me go back. Trying to link this to my Patreon. So just give me 1 second. Yeah. So I want to talk about the upcoming full moon energy that's getting ready to be present. Oh, getting ready to have a full moon in the sign of Leo. And this full moon, it will be powerful because of the fact that this is going to really be, well, I think we had a full moon that was like January the 1st. So this is actually the second full moon of the year. But Leo full moons are always, at least to me, they're always powerful. Um, what was it? Oh, I need a title. Sorry, y'all. Let me go back and put a title on this. Full Leo full moon. Hopefully, I got it right. Okay. So we're getting ready to have a full moon in the sign of Leo. It's going to be on the 25th. Leo, this is going to be called, this full moon is the wolf moon, like the lone wolf. Um, and Leo governs the heart chakra as well as the solar plexus. And as far as the zodiac wheel of life, Leo governs the fifth house, which deals with love, children, and creativity. So this full moon will definitely it'll illuminate things or issues dealing with love. Now, when we talk about the heart chakra, this is all love. So this is like, it can be family situations. It could be things dealing with friendships. It could be things dealing with lovers, different types of love, right? It's governed by the heart chakra. It deals with relationships. So the full moon tends to bring things to the surface, right? So the moon will be in Leo and the sun will be in the sign of Aquarius, along with Pluto will be in Aquarius as well. So Pluto's energy, the way that Pluto works is it tears down and builds up. So on one level, we have the Leo energy, which is like more about the individual, right? And then we have Aquarius on opposition energy, which is more about the humanitarian and the collective and the group, right? So this is where there's going to need to be a balance between those areas of our lives, right? What the heart wants, um, things based on love and family, right? And relationships, and balance with the collective and humanitarian acts and groups. And where do you find that balance between how you focus your energy on a bigger level, how you focus your energy in these two areas of life? But with Pluto emphasis being over the sun, coming in and saying that we're going to be tearing, because Pluto is like the planet that deals with transformation, right? But Aquarius is the revolutionary, right? Aquarius energy says I've come in to revolve, I've come in to awaken something, right? So, and it deals with the collective, it deals with the humanitarian. So there's going to be a breakdown on a collective level of some things we may see um, during this cycle, especially with the sun being here, because the sun gives energy to things. So there may be some breakdown in friendships, there may be some breakdown in organizations. On a collective level, you may see things on social media, issues that on social media, issues with relationships on social media, issues with groups, or a community and how that is affecting relationships that are on social media. You may start to see issues that people are having in relationships manifest on social media too during this time, right? Because the opposite energy, things being polarized. How much of your relationship should you be sharing with social media? How much should the community or collective or groups or society have and influence our relationships? That's going to be like the question, right? Also, with Aquarius energy being more about like a higher octave of Mercury, which is like the mind and inventiveness, that inventive energy is going to be about how can you balance taking love into a higher level, looking at love from a higher octave, how you I feel like a revolution happening as far as needing to awaken and to transform on the collective level how we engage in relationships, how we deal even in our all relationships or family, love, relationships with our children. Like this is going this little axis of time that we have right here. These are the types of things that are going to be illuminated around this particular time. This is going to be like the focus. So how can you use the energy? Because what's the point of just knowing about these things? How can you use this energy? The full moons are always really good time to do any type of working, right? You can do work on healing your heart, on opening the heart, on healing your relationships or a particular relationship or in general. You can do things like self-love rituals will be very powerful during the full moon, especially because Chiron and the North Node are in Aries, which is going to be giving a supportive energy to the full moon. Now, Aries energy says the I am self identity wounds. So wounds that deal with our own sense of self identity that may be illuminated under this full moon. These could be things that are connected to our family. These could be generational traumas and or wounds that inflicted or influence our sense of our self identity, or these could be wounds and things that happened to us in early childhood, because Aries deals with early childhood, and those things impacted and formulated or contributed to how we identify ourselves, how we act, our persona, our personality, and the need to heal wounds that may be concealed, that deal with self identity, that deal with self value and self worth, right? Because we're going to have to also be looking at this. This full moon is going to be at the second degree of Leo. The second degree is the Taurus degree, and it says, I value. So it's going to be about our sense of self value, self worth, and also how much do we value love? Okay. What does love mean to us on an individual level? What are our values? What do we need in love? What wounds do we have or concealed traumas do we have that contribute to how we are expressing love, what our needs are, what our value systems are, and how can we transform those? Because again, we have to look at the energy of where the sun is, and the sun is going to be in Aquarius. Aquarius is about evolution, it's about revolution, it's about awakening to a higher level of consciousness. So this is about as we awaken to a higher level of consciousness, then we look at Pluto, which is the great transformer, which is going to come in and transform our us collectively and awaken us collectively under Aquarius energy. It's like as we awaken to a higher level of consciousness, we should also awaken to a higher level of love. Because I'm going to tell you what the goddess Mama Chola was whispering to me before I started to do this live. She was saying to me that a lot of what people are experiencing on the earth right now that are saying that they're in love relationships really is not love, is what she's saying. She's saying a lot of it, a majority of it, is what they would call limerence at best. And limerence is like it is a the way that they describe it is it's like fool's gold for love. It looks and seems like love, but really it's coming from a place of a person who has a certain amount of trauma. And so they're not able to experience love at its depth. It's more of an obsessive, toxic type of love where there's like this intense infatuation and obsession in the beginning. There's this love bombing where it's like this honeymoon stage. And then just as quickly as it starts, um, it's like the relationship doesn't deepen, the love doesn't deepen, and it's fueled. The reason that this happens, the reason that people tend to experience limerence and think that it is love, is because they are carrying a certain amount of wounds and trauma within themselves that is then making it difficult for them to express or receive love in healthy ways. And until that person is able to heal that trauma and that wound, they tend to love in this way. And I actually had never heard of the word limerence myself personally until about a year ago. And it's really interesting how spirit will, for me at least, give me insight into what is going on in my life by whispering messages to me in different forms. And I can remember I was in Texas at the time, and I was watching something I had went to go visit a client, and I was watching something in the hotel room, and they began to talk about limerence. It was like one of these little like public access TV type programs or whatever, and they started talking about limerence and explaining what limerence was. And at the time, I know that everything that comes for a reason, but shortly after that, I would say within about a month, within less than a month, I began to have an experience with what limerence is like to date someone and to have an interaction with someone who was limerent. And this was the way in which they loved. And it was almost like God wanted to give me a case study. You know what I mean? A case study in the shadows of love. I think there's even a song, old Temptations or Five Tops or Four Tops or somebody song that's called The Shadows of Love. It's almost like the shadows of love, like where a person who is, again, deeply wounded. And I think on a collective level, collectively, we are very so much wounded. Humanity is collectively very much so wounded. And because of these wounds, and these wounds run deep, okay, they run very deep. They're, generational, even soul level wounds that a lot of people are not able to experience higher levels of love because everything has a frequency. There's degrees to everything. There's degrees to energy, and love is an energy. So there's degrees to love, and you don't love everyone the same way, and everyone doesn't love the same way. And sometimes people are unable to love you, not because they don't want to. And this is something that I had to understand myself. And sometimes people, it's not that they don't love you, or don't want to love you properly, is that they're incapable of it. Is that they're incapable because there is some deep, sometimes psychological, again, soul level, spiritual, even in fact, I would say generational wounds and traumas that are blocking and that are warping that person's ability to give or receive love. And until those wounds are healed in that person, no matter even if true love or real love did come to that person, they would not be able to fully receive that love and fully have that experience. And they would probably more likely not choose that person and or cause something to happen. Something would happen that would then shorten that relationship or negate that relationship in some way because they are internally repelling it. Everything is a frequency, everything is an energy. And there's things within them, blockages. When we talk about the heart chakra specifically, since we're talking about Leo and Leo does govern the heart, this will be a big topic. You know, people want to speak about what's on their heart. You know, in the full moon, sometimes, you know, they call it moon Luna because they got lunatics. So this could also bring up some potential issues in relationships where, you know, there may be some breakdowns. There may be some emotional heart to heart. The proper way would be to have an emotional heart to heart and to have a healthy conversation about something. But oftentimes when a chakra is being cleared, and the way that chakras are being cleared right now, because the earth is putting so much pressure on us to do so, is that the clearance is happening in a way to where abrupt and sudden emotional reactions and are happening, because that is really and truly how the chakra is cleared. Unless, of course, now let me just tell you this, unless, of course, you begin to do certain things, and I will say what those things are, to begin to help you to clear the energy, because we hold trauma and we hold emotions in our body, in your muscles, in your bones, even, okay, in the cartilage of your skin, okay. We're holding on to this energy. So doing things like yoga, for instance, and certain yoga positions help to release things like that. We tend to store a lot of emotions in the solar plexus area and the sacral chakra and even the thighs and legs. So doing certain yoga poses and what they call somatic exercises can also help you to go in and to release these emotions and things that you've been holding in your body. I like to go and get qigong massages. Those are very helpful with getting deep tissue, you know, even things like deep tissue massages. If you want to go see a masseuse, okay, deep tissue massages are good to get on a regular basis. They're very therapeutic, and again, it's relaxing, because people think about massages as, okay, it's a relaxing thing, you're pampering yourself. No, like, massages are actually a physical therapy technique that you can use when you're going through a cycle of emotional psychological healing, because we hold on to this thing, to these energies and emotions in our bodies. We hold on to stress, we hold on to negativity. This is why the body gets stiff and things start to hurt, and you know what I mean. So getting those massages, deep tissue massages, qigong massages, acupuncture is another word for these type of massages, acupressure massages. Acupuncture is also good to do, because sometimes the energy has gotten so stifled within our bodies that chakras and meridians are blocked. Okay. So going to your acupuncturist can help you to open up wherever the blockages are. And if there's a certain amount of things psychologically going on with the person, they can help with depression, they can help with anxiety. And I think I've had acupuncture a total of 3 times. And they say it's a really good thing to do for each season. So at the start of every season, if you can do it, do it. If not, I would say at least once a year, go and see you an acupuncturist and let them, you know, balance out your energies. And I know where I go to, they also do massages and stuff. So I will go and get my acupuncture, and then I will have them do like deep tissue massage afterwards. The place I go, they do a lot of other different things like cupping, which is another technique that they can use to help to move energy and pull energy and stuff like that. Reiki obviously is a very powerful tool to get and to do on a regular basis. Try to find a way to incorporate Reiki. Now, I will say this about the heart chakra. Out of all of the chakras, the heart chakra can be the most difficult to actually open, or I put it this way, I don't want to say difficult. It can take the most time to clear and to open the heart chakra, because it is more sophisticated. It has chambers. And so it once off balance, once blocked, it can take more time, more effort. So keep that in mind. If you're just starting out to working on things in your heart, I know when I start working on my heart chakra, I start to feel things going on in the heart. Like, you may start feeling sensations going on with your heart. You may, start to then feel Again, emotional releases or the need to release emotions. While you're going through that cycle, you want to allow yourself to release those emotions. Don't stifle it. Don't hold it back in. Don't hold back. Allow yourself to process whatever that is. Another good thing to do during this time too is do a lot of spiritual baths, okay? Because those will also help to clear any emotional baggage or energy. And you can use things like geranium, rose, lemongrass, bergamot, lavender would be good for the heart chakra to, work on the heart chakra open and put you some sea salt in there, maybe a little bit of lemon or lime juice to also like clear out anything. Put you some rosemary in there, would be really, really good too. Rosemary is also empowering too and strengthening. Okay. And it's really good for women. It's one of those empowering herbs for women. So, and it's very cleansing too. It has a cleansing effect to it as well. So that would be a good thing to do, and do you some baths, stuff like that. Start doing a regiment of those things, incorporating these things, working with your crystals. Obviously, any green or pink crystal is going to work. Things like rose quartz, morganite, pink tourmaline. You can work with emerald and, things like, so what do I have on this? This is the green garnet, like green garnet, and even aventurine. Actually work on the heart. Another really good heart stone too is peridot. Okay, peridot is really good for healing and opening the heart and for compassion. Peridot helps you to be compassionate. And for forgiveness, if you need to forgive some people, if that's a part of what's on your heart, and you have some betrayal, or some people have betrayed you or hurt you and you're having a hard time forgiving, you can work with that. Another good stone for the heart chakra too is called pineapple quartz. Another name for it is candle quartz. Very powerful stone for opening the heart, clearing the heart chakra. Very powerful. So you can work with some of those, and incorporate them. You can wear them on your body, or you can do like a crystal grid or a crystal layout where you lay out certain crystals. Another thing I like to do to work on my chakras is burning candles. So for the heart chakra, you can either do pink or you can do green candles, or you could do white. Okay, white is obviously an all-purpose candle, and white is good too if you want to clear the heart chakra. If you want to focus more on cleansing and purifying and clearing the heart, then you might want to burn some white candles. Dress it with herbs like let's see, what is some good violet leaf is a good heart chakra herb. Hawthorn berry is a good one as well. Pink roses are good for the heart. um what else would I say would be a good one? Balm of Gilead is good, especially if you need to heal the heart and if there's like a need for forgiveness. Balm of Gilead can kind of help with that. Or really, it's like a balm to the heart. You could work with lemongrass a little bit too for the clearing of the heart. Maybe add a little bit of sea salt into your candle. Heart chakra oil, or you could just use something like Van oil if you have Van. Vervain would also be a good herb. Rue hyssop, obviously, especially for clearing the heart, which is probably where you really want to focus with this full moon, because full moon is really good for clearing and cleansing. And you'll be surprised at how relationship issues, whether it's finding a new love, attracting in love, or making love last. A lot of it is, again, things that are going on within your heart that probably need to be cleared, need to be healed. It could be even some attachments to old lovers or people like that. So this would also be a good time to do things to clear attachments that you may have to people from the past. Also attachments to patterns, to relationship patterns. If you want to heal certain negative relationship patterns that you may have, especially if these things are family patterns, because like I said, you will have Chiron here and you'll have the North Node here. So this is also a good time for doing this, because this will help you to kind of draw in the frequency of love. So healing would also be a good thing to focus on during this time. Cleansing, healing, opening, of the heart, fertility issues too. So this would be a good time for like spells or rituals if you want to conceive children. You want to do things to help with your own creativity, like you're in the business where you have to, do something creative. You're an artist, you're a beautician, you make products for people and you want to be creative. You're a poet, you're a writer, you're a content creator or something, you want to enhance your creativity. This would be a really good full moon to work on those types of issues, because that's what Leo governs. Okay, if you also wanted to work on image, work on standing out, like that kind of energy, if you want to do something to work on your confidence, building confidence, also success work would be really good too, because Leo does also deal with the solar plexus, which is our power and energy center. So you can also work on those types of things with this Leo energy and this full moon. Okay, so I think that's all that I want to say about this full moon. This will be a good one. This is a powerful one. I usually do a ritual during this full moon every year, a community service ritual. I don't know if I'm going to do it this year, but you can do your own thing, which is always good to learn how to work with these energies in your own way. You don't have to do a elaborate ritual. It can be something simple as, a bath with a small candle and your crystal and a couple of essential oils and some sea salt. You know what I mean? It's the intention and time that you take that is going to make it the most powerful. All right, y'all. Enjoy your Saturday.